I want to read you an excerpt from the Jay Abraham book, Getting Everything You Can Out of All You Got. When famous bank robber Willie Sutton was asked why he robbed banks, he replied, "Because that's where the money is." It costs you an enormous amount of effort, human capital, and money to travel out, send samples, or bring someone to your facility or website in order to get them to the point of saying, "Yes, I want to be a client." So you can't afford to waste time and money on people who aren't sincerely interested. You need to target higher quality prospects rather than a higher quantity. Quantity does not matter in lead generation. Quality and convertibility are what's important. In other words, go where the money is. One of the biggest wastes of time and opportunity I see people do is that instead of going after primary prospects, they go after suspects. The difference between a suspect and a prospect is quality. A suspect is anyone who maybe, possibly, could or might, squint your eyes, someday have the capacity to buy your product or service. A prospect is someone who is qualified today. They need your product or service. They have the capacity to pay for your product or service. They have the ability to make the decision now. They are prime qualified targets for what you do. When I first read this book years ago, I was running a drop shipping company called House of Rave, a rave company that I ran as a college student and after. And I always thought that my primary target audience was ravers who were 16 and used the lights and went at raves. That's what I thought my primary audience was. I read this book and realized that all my top orders were not 16-year-olds with no money. Rather, they were 35-year-old moms throwing birthday parties for their kids and wedding planners and event planners. And that completely shifted something in my brain that I thought that I was selling to this crowd, when in reality, this crowd is who I should be selling to. So I started paying more attention to the categories of products that wedding planners bought. I started putting more information about how they can buy or use these products. I started putting more information and energy into the products that moms bought for birthday parties. And what do you know? It doubled the revenue. Not only that, it cut down on service requests and problems. You see, ravers have $20 on some random checking card. An event planner has thousands of dollars to indiscriminately spend and doesn't ask questions or even a bargain. So think about it. Where are the people that want to buy your product or service right now? The people that want your product or service, the people that will benefit from your product or service, and the people that can pay for it at the moment. Think about what those people read. What publications, what social media accounts, what YouTube channels are they watching? What are they listening to? Are there any podcasts or radio shows or anything that they consume regularly? Can you go there and interact with that audience? What events do they attend, or what websites do they regularly read? Because if you can get in front of those audiences or become part of those groups, you can access your actual qualified prospects. Instead of putting social media content out or SEO content that attracts tens of thousands of readers but zero clients, you can go in front of a group that has just 200 people of your exact clients and get far more clients than you could ever dream of doing all the other stuff. We have a member that has a very, very specific type of professional client. And he makes a lot of Instagram posts and social media content and SEO content. The problem is a lot of the people searching for that stuff are not his ideal client. Instead, there's a group of just 200 people where he picked up a bunch of different clients because they were his exact audience. He didn't have to do all sorts of social media or SEO content. Instead, just being a member of a specific group, he was able to make connections and get a lot more work than doing a bunch of random social media content. So the lesson of this is go where your actual customers are. Try to find out where they go, what they read, what they listen to, and become a part of that. Ingrain yourself in that. Follow those social accounts. Comment on them. Become part of those groups. My name is Neville Medora, and I'll talk to you later.